Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you will probably notice if you are a regular subscriber of mine, I am in a different location. I actually decided that I wanted to try filming in my study as it's a much smaller space and I really want to try and get rid of some of that echo that you may have noticed in some of my other videos. So I'm hoping this is going to work out a little bit better. I do have light set up though, so I don't use natural light in this video like I usually do the rest of the time when I film in our living room. Anyway, I'm really excited to share today's video with you. It is going to be a full Everlane review on every single piece that I've ever purchased from Everlane, and I have purchased a lot. I actually made a list on my cell phone of every single piece that I'd ever purchased, and it's a really long list, so this is going to be a rather lengthy video, but what I'd like to do is talk to you guys through each piece, what I like or what I don't like about it, whether I'll repurchase again, the sizing, and then on my blog I'm going to have a full review talking about all of the measurements as well of everything that I still have, because I have parted with a few pieces in the past. I'm going to dive right in because, as I said, I've got a lot to go through. So the first item that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the stretch cotton tank, and this is in the Pima cotton, and I got it in the white in a size extra small. It's probably looking a bit blown out in here, but I will be doing inserts of how everything looks on so you'll get to see. I picked this up in an extra small because I really wanted something that was going to be very tight fitting. I wanted something that I could wear with more full skirts and just have a very fitted top. Now I'm between a size 6 to 8 Australian, and I found that this was still oversized on me. It didn't fit exactly the way that I wanted to, so truthfully I have not worn this. It's also slightly sheer. The fabric itself, it's not as sturdy a cotton as I would like from a cotton tank like this, so I'm going to probably be passing this one on. As I said, I just don't wear it, and I don't really see the point in keeping something like this that I don't wear in my closet. I think you probably have a better chance of actually enjoying this tank if you pick it up in the black, and possibly consider sizing down 2 sizes if you want it to be fitted. So if you're typically a small, go for an extra small, and that should probably be fitted for you. It is quite stretchy though, which I think is really great, so, and it's a nice length as well. But yeah, it just wasn't really fulfilling the purpose that I had purchased it for, so for that reason it's not really something that I will probably buy again. The next two tops I'm going to be talking about are very similar. The first is the Ryan Muscle Tee. Sorry if it's a little bit creased. This I purchased ages ago. It was one of the first things that I bought from Everlane, and it was a lot sheerer than I had anticipated it to be, but I ended up wearing it a lot over the summer just as it was kind of the perfect tank. I like the fact that it covered my shoulders, but again, it's just a little bit of an issue because you can see your bra through it slightly, so it's just a question of probably finding the right bra. But unfortunately, I don't think the quality of this has held up to many of the other things that I bought from Everlane. The very first time I washed it and I popped it in a delicates bag and a cold cycle in the washing machine, I got a little hole somewhere down here, and I've since noticed that I've actually got a hole here just near the collar. So I mean, I know you're only paying about $18 for this US or something like that, but again, it's just I had expected better quality, and that was just quite disappointing for me, particularly to get a hole after the first wash. So I wouldn't purchase the Ryan Muscle Tee again. However, the next one, which again I'm going to tell you, this looks so similar. This is actually the Everlane Muscle Tank. Now this I love. It is a slightly thicker cotton. It's much sturdier. It has a really lovely fit. I purchased this in the size extra small, and actually I got the Ryan tank in the small, and it's very oversized. The Ryan Muscle Tank, sorry, in the small, and it's very oversized. So yeah, I got the Everlane Muscle Tank in the extra small, and this is a nice loose fit. It is thick enough that if I'm wearing a nude bra underneath, you won't see it. I found that it's washed really well, and it's just a perfect all-round summer tank, and it's very nice and soft as well. So definitely can't complain with this, and I will probably be picking it up in the other colors that it comes in as well. There's a really beautiful dusty pink on the website at the moment that I have been eyeing up. The next top I wanted to talk about I actually don't own anymore. It is the Everlane Ryan tank. This is a scoop neck tank that has a very loose fit. It's very soft. It's very oversized. I bought mine in the small, and I really should have gotten an extra small, which was part of the reason why I decided to get rid of it, is that I found that they were just a little bit too big around the bust for me, that I didn't feel like it was overly flattering anymore, and I had wanted them to wear with skirts, that sort of thing, in the summertime. but I do really like the Ryan tank. I think it's a really nice everyday sort of tank, particularly if you like a slightly lower neckline. Quite possibly one of my favorite fabrications from Everlane has to be their linen. I think it is really beautiful, and as I've said so many times before, the quality is on par with Acne Studios linen t-shirts, which, as you can expect, you pay about $120 for an Acne linen tee, whereas you pay, I think, around $30 for an Everlane linen tank, which I think is an absolute steal. I actually have two. I've got it in the cream and in the grey. It looks like the cream's going really yellow on camera, so but the cream has a slightly different style to it. It's actually a bit lighter and a little bit softer, and it has a slit on the end. I think they must have recut it. I like both. I think this one's got a slightly higher neckline, and this is the version that is currently on the website, but I'm really happy with this. And actually, hold on, I do have my Acne linen t-shirt here, so I can give you a bit of a comparison side by side. So you can see they basically look the same in terms of color and in terms of, I guess, the marling and everything like that on the linen. So love this. I've got mine in an extra small, which I think is perfect if you're typically a size small and you want a slightly loose fit. So very pleased with this, and it's sort of a similar cut to their muscle tank. So this is a great piece for the summertime, as linen is so breathable. Very pleased with this purchase. Now, I'm not really much of a t-shirt girl, but I did pick up a couple of Everlane's U-neck t-shirts. Now, I have it in two different sizes just because the first one I purchased was way too big. So I've got it in the black and in the grey. The grey was the first one that I picked up, and the fabric is so soft, it is ridiculous. This is 100% cotton, Pima cotton, and it's just really nice. It's got a low scoop neck, but not too low. Maybe you might show a little bit of cleavage if you're quite busty, but this is a small and it is enormous on me. I actually will wear this with something very fitted on the bottom, just as I find it can look a little bit sloppy otherwise, just because it is so oversized. So I actually prefer the black, which I picked up in the extra small, and this just is cut a little bit closer to the body, and it just has these slight dolman sleeves. So this is a really great buy. I think these are so reasonably priced. They wash really well, they're super soft, and just a really comfortable piece to have in your wardrobe. And they have a asymmetrical hemline, so they are shorter in the front and longer in the back, which I do find to be quite a flattering cut. When I first started shopping at Everlane, one of the pieces I really wanted to buy was their boyfriend sweatshirt. And if you guys have been buying from Everlane for a while, then you'll probably know that they had a really limited selection at first. They were launching things very slowly, and there weren't quite as many items on the website as there are now. And one of the things that had caught my eye was their boyfriend sweatshirt. So it looks like this. I actually had bought it in the black and in the grey. I got rid of the grey because it got so pilled and just started to look really old that I didn't want to keep it anymore, so I ended up getting rid of it. But I've still got the black one. I actually think that I've got some marks on the sleeves from when I was using some sort of bleach. Yeah, it's gone a little bit red on the sleeves, but I tend to wear this as pajamas now. I don't actually wear it out, as it's not really my style to wear a boyfriend sweater anymore, but when I first bought it, it was definitely a piece that I have wanted as part of my ongoing wardrobe sort of style, I guess. So I picked this up in the extra small, and it is a slightly loose fit on me. If you want it to be oversized, then get your usual size, as it is designed to be a loose fit. The interior is sort of like that terry toweling. It's not a fleece, which I prefer because I do find that over time fleece deteriorates and it isn't as nice. It's not as soft, whereas this just stays the same. It's you know, quite thick as well. But again, as I mentioned with the grey one, it does pill a little bit, whereas on the black, it's not very noticeable. You can't actually tell that there's any pilling to it just by looking at it. So you could probably use a depiller, which I think mine's in the drawer in front of me, so I can't show you what it looks like. But I do like this. I'm happy I've got it. But as I said, I tend to wear this now more for pajamas, which I love. It's nice and cozy and it keeps me warm at night. You guys know how much I love stripes, and I decided to pick up one of Everlane's heavyweight striped tees. This reminds me a lot of the Petit Bateau Mariniers or striped t-shirts, and I have to say I think the quality is actually on par. It's very thick, very sturdy. It is an oversized fit. I got mine in an extra small, which I think is a good oversized fit on me. I think if I got in the small, it would have been absolutely enormous. And that's one thing to keep in mind with Everlane, is that typically they do run on the larger side, or at least in my experience. So when in doubt, I think size down. But yeah, this is just really lovely. It's 100% cotton, and I'm very, very pleased with this, and it's got little side slits at the bottom as well. And the color that I bought it in is in the grey and white, although it does come off looking a little bit cream on camera. Now I want to move on to silk, and Everlane does silk very, very well. I had actually decided to start purchasing from there because I loved my equipment silk blouses. However, they are atrociously expensive, and Everlane seemed to be a very good affordable alternative. And I have to say, I actually prefer Everlane silk because it is washable. Whereas if you wash your equipment silk blouse, it is going to be destroyed. The silk no longer feels like it's got that beautiful suede texture to it. So Everlane is a lot more easy to care for. And in terms of actually caring for my Everlane silk, quite often I will pop it into a delicates bag and wash it on cold in the washing machine on a short cycle. I did read one review where a girl had said that she'd accidentally popped hers in the dryer and it still looked fine. So as you can tell, they're very sturdy, they're very, very well made. They use a very good silk, I believe. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was the silk Cami. Now this is one of my favorite pieces. It's an absolute staple for me in the summertime, and I'll also crack it out in the winter as well, or I guess more in autumn and spring, just as it is quite warm in Sydney. It doesn't get too cold in the winter. These have a slight slit on the end. I think these look great tucked in or just worn loose, and they are lined up until the bottom of the bust, so you don't have to worry about your bra showing through. The straps are also adjustable, which I think is really handy because I don't think that one strap size suits all, and I think that the scoop neckline is incredibly flattering as well. I purchased mine in a small. Unfortunately, they are a little bit big on me, and I have been putting off taking them to the tailor to get the sides taken in a little bit, as you'll see in the cutaway that they do gape a little bit underneath my arms, but I don't let that bother me just because I'm so happy with them otherwise. If you can, size down, because I think that'll probably be the best thing for you. So if I get replacements, I'll probably pick it up in the extra small rather than the small next time. One thing I purchased a lot of from Everlane Silk range are their silk tanks. Now I love these because they don't come down too low. These are perfect for the office, I think, because they've got quite a thick strap here on the shoulder. However, I do think the best thing to do so you don't have bra straps showing is to actually crisscross them at the back or something like that, or use one of those clips that helps to pull them in, just as occasionally I'll have to kind of tuck mine under. But I love the style of this. It is shorter in the front and then longer in the back, and it just sits so nicely. It is super flattering, and again, this is one that you can either tuck in or that you can wear loose. I think it looks good either way. This is the shade Warm Tan, which I believe last time I checked the website they were doing one of those choose what you pay dealios with this particular color, so I think that's a pretty good bargain because you can get it about 30% off the usual retail price, so definitely worth looking into. I also have this in black, and I purchased it in the blush and in the dove grey as well in the past. I think the color of this next piece is probably going to shock you guys because it is pink, and it's not just pink, it's sort of like a light highlighter pink, but it is the square silk blouse, and god, this is just not translating well in my study. I think it's because of the lights, but I will do the cutaway and hopefully it'll be a bit more true to color. But I found that unfortunately this particular style, and I don't know if you can see there how see-through it is on the top, this is just too see-through for me to wear. I can't find any lingerie like bras or anything that actually look good underneath this, which is just such a shame, as it is the cutest top. I believe this comes in a cotton poplin, which would probably be a little bit better because you're not going to have to deal with the issues of the silk being sheer. But yeah, so it's sheer at the top and then it is thicker at the bottom. I kind of wish they'd done it the other way around. I think it probably would have been a little bit more wearable, but it's got these sort of boxy, you can see it's a very boxy fit. But I think it's really cute, really flattering, looks great with a pair of jeans. Very sweet style, and again the silk is just excellent quality and it has a pointed collar. So aside from the fact that this is sheer at the top, I think that this is such a beautiful blouse, and I really wish that I could wear it. It's so upsetting every single time I see this in my wardrobe, but I think if you got the black, this does come in black. It didn't when I bought it, but that would probably be a really good option. That or the navy. I'll link all of those below so you can check them out. Now again, with this next item I want to mention, I don't own it anymore. I actually ended up passing it on because it was too small for me. This is one of the pitfalls, I suppose, of shopping online when you can't actually return anything and where you have to really trust your own judgment when it comes to picking fit. So I bought the, and I forget the name of, oh here we go, the Everlane silk pocket blouse. So it has a mandarin style collar, 2 pockets here on the bust, and then it buttons down and it's got a rounded hem or boat hem. However you like to refer to it. So I thought that this looked really cute. Unfortunately on me it was incredibly unflattering. I think you probably have to be quite flat-chested to pull it off. I also found that the white silk was quite sheer, a lot sheerer than I had anticipated. So even if it had been my size, I think it probably wouldn't have worked for me to even wear it to the office because you would have been able to see my bra underneath. So that was a little bit of a shame as I really liked it, but on a more positive note, I have the silk blouse. So this is the one with the rounded collar. And again, when Everlane first launched, they actually didn't have pointed collar blouses. So that was one of those things, like equipment blouses have a pointed collar, whereas Everlane had a rounded collar. Now you've got the option. But I really love this. I've worn it so much. And again, I just throw this in the washing machine and it looks pretty much as good as when I first bought it. So that is such a good indicator of quality, and I think that this is a really nice fit. So I bought this in a size small. I would not size down in this unless you're very petite and short. I'm 5'8", so for me that is just not an option. It's a good length, it's not too long, but yeah, I find that if I had sized down it probably would have been too tight for me across the chest, which would not have been ideal. This is a very slim fitting loose blouse, and you'll see in the cutaway, but I do think that this is such a beautiful staple and definitely one of the pieces that you should pick up from Everlane if you're looking to build a work wardrobe. So on to cashmere. I've got a couple of cashmere pieces from Everlane. This first one is the cropped cashmere sweater, and unfortunately I don't believe I've ever worn this, so if I have, I probably only wore it once. It feels brand new. And one thing I want to say about Everlane's cashmere is that it is softer and better quality than anything else that I've seen for the price. I actually have a cashmere cardigan from Karen Walker, which I spent considerably more on, and that is probably the only thing that is better quality. And since then, unfortunately, Karen Walker's cashmere quality has declined, whereas you're still paying the same price. So I would purchase something from Everlane any day over that, just as I think it is such incredible value for the price. I know I rave about it all the time, but if you're only going to buy one thing, buy a cashmere sweater. That is definitely my favorite thing that I have from Everlane. So the crop style, I had actually purchased this because I wanted something that was a little bit more fitted and a little bit shorter so that I could tuck it into skirts that I have that are a bit high-waisted. But unfortunately the style doesn't really allow for that. It's more something that you wear loose over the top of a pair of high-waisted jeans or high-waisted shorts. So it didn't really end up working for the purpose that I'd anticipated that it would. But aside from that, I think it's really beautiful. It's got nice long sleeves, and as I mentioned, the quality is just exceptional, and it has a slightly thicker ribbed neckline than the normal Everlane cashmere sweaters. So I've got 2 of the Everlane cashmere sweaters. This is the rose color, and I also have it in a charcoal. I tend to wear the charcoal all the time because it is such a great staple color. It isn't too black and it's not too light gray, so it kind of works with everything. But I do love the rose. I think it's quite a nice alternative. As I said, it's super soft. I've got these in the size small. I kind of wish I had them, or at least one here in an extra small, as I feel like it's a little bit too loose for me. So again, Everlane things do tend to run a little bit big. They do pill slightly, which you should kind of expect with most knitted items. However, if you use a deep pillow, you can easily get rid of it and it looks as good as new. In terms of washing it, I tend to pop mine either in a delicates bag in the washing machine on a cold cycle, or I will hand wash it. Typically I'm lazy and I just pop it in the washing machine. So they have fared really well. They do shrink just a smidge when you first pop them in the wash, so just keep that in mind, but I do think you can still size down and you won't have an issue at all. So love, love, love their cashmere sweaters. Now this next piece is their chunky wool coatigan or wool cardigan. It's super long. I will insert a link to an outfit post that I did on my blog wearing this. I have to say that, I mean, this is so incredibly thick. It is perfect for the winter time. However, I only tend to wear this around the house, as when I first bought it, the quality was perfect. You could see it's got this beautiful rib detail, these huge big buttons that I love, and it is just the perfect length to wear with dresses and also with jeans and all that sort of stuff. However, it does kind of get a little bit bobbly over time, and it doesn't look as crisp and as nice as it did when I first got it. So it's sort of turned into one of those round the house pieces, but I do kind of feel like you need that sort of stuff anyway. It's got really big pockets, which I love, and this is a big fit. I got it in an extra small, which is perfect for me. It's got really nice slim fitting sleeves, and it's just a loose fit through the body. So other than that, I really like it. I think the cut is perfect. I just wish that maybe it was in a cashmere, because then that would probably wear a lot better. Okay, so the next item I want to talk about is the trench coat, and I have this in the tan, and I feel like a trench is something that every woman should have in their wardrobe, regardless of whether or not you think it's your style, because it probably is. They are so classic, and I just think that they really top off a outfit, and it's a perfect kind of rain jacket for going to work. So this is in the small, and I have to say this is a very big fit. The sleeves are enormous. They're very, very wide. And in terms of the jacket itself, it is quite oversized on me. I wish I bought it in the extra small. However, again, I didn't know, and I thought it would be better to just go with my safe side. And if it's a little bit big, it's a bit big. If it's too small, you can't do anything about it. So do size down with this one size. The quality of the fabric is excellent. It is only lined in the sleeves, so the body of the jacket is not lined, which is a little bit disappointing, because it is one of the more higher priced pieces on the website. So I kind of would have expected that, but maybe it's something that they'll change over time. But I love that these huge buttons. It also clips up at the collar as well, which I think is great, and it has a belt too, and nice big pockets. So this is a wonderful piece, and the fabric is water resistant as well. I've worn this in the rain. It's tried and tested, I promise you. I still love this, and I wear it quite often, and I do get compliments when I'm wearing it. So I've got two more clothing items to talk about before I jump into accessories, and the first one is the linen dolman sleeve dress. This is a simple t-shirt dress, and I got this in the extra small. I'd actually say for this particular style to go for your usual size, just as it is a little bit more fitted, a bit more close cut. This still fits me fine, but I'm actually going to give it to a girlfriend, as I feel like it's a little bit short for my liking, and she's much more petite than I am, so I think she'll probably make much more use of it. It is semi-sheer, so I feel like this is a really good going to the beach dress rather than a dress to go out and run errands, as you might be able to see your knickers and you don't really want everyone seeing that. I love the scoop neck and the dolman sleeves, and again, this is just that exceptional linen quality as with the linen tanks, so very pleased with this one too. Then the last clothing piece I don't actually have anymore. Unfortunately, they were 2 sizes too big for me. They're the Everlane Go Weave trousers, and I will insert a picture of what they look like on me. I actually, and this is a little secret behind the scenes tidbit, I had to clip them in order to take the photos of them, just as they were much larger than I'd expected. So I got them in the size 4, and I really should have probably gotten a size 0. And I wear a size 25 in jeans, just for reference, so I do find that they are much more larger than you would expect. So do keep that in mind, and if you aren't sure, ask their customer service if you want a bit of help. So the Go Weave trousers are designed to be wrinkle resistant. I guess from that it means that they don't really wrinkle as easily as other trousers, so they're really great to travel with. I would agree with that. They do wrinkle a little bit depending, like if you just smush them up and put them in your suitcase and travel with them, you're gonna have a problem. But if you fold them up nicely, you're not gonna have any issues at all. The fabric was really lovely. The actual cut and style of the trousers was also really lovely. It's sort of that straight leg trouser, which is slightly cropped at the ankle. I thought they were really beautiful, but yeah, just unfortunately far too big for me. They are actually a really great kind of spring or autumn trouser, or also good if you live in a climate where it doesn't get too cold in the winter time like here in Sydney. Alright, so accessories, I'm going to start with bags, and I've actually got two bags to talk about. So the first one is the Twill zipper tote, and you'll see I fastened a little I Love Pandas pin on this from 27 Names. I really love this. I think it is a great tote. It's worn really well. The fabric has softened up a lot since I purchased it, and it is a good length for on the shoulder too, so you can fit your arm, and then you've still got a bit of space under there, which is very comfortable. I do find that the straps are a little bit wide because I am quite slim, I don't have broad shoulders, so they do slip off occasionally, and I love the fact that this has actually got a zip so you can protect all of your belongings. It has two pockets on the inside, so it's got the main pocket, and then there is another slip pocket here where you could put your wallet or something like that. It doesn't zip up. I probably would prefer if it did. And then it's also got inside here this sort of like the Everlane on leather, and yeah, I mean the straps are leather, and I got this in the reverse denim with the black leather, and I just think it's a nice piece. It is quite slim, as you can probably see here, so it's not really the type that you want to put maybe like your camera in or something like that if you've got an SLR. If you've got a smaller camera, where is mine? Like my vlogging camera, the Olympus Pen EPL7, that would be perfect in here, but yeah, you wouldn't really want to put a bulkier one, just as it'll probably sort of put the bag out of shape a little bit. And the other one is actually in the reverse denim in the black leather as well, and I'll show you what it looks like on me because I think it's in the bedroom. Sorry, I'm really not that well prepared for this, but it's the Snap, wait a minute, it's the Everlane Modern Snap backpack, and I bought this for Luke for traveling around Italy and the US, and he loved it. He said it's the best backpack, really pleased with it. It's got a pocket in the front, and then it's got a main pocket which snaps, and then it's got a tie, and when you open that there's a space to pop your laptop, and then just the general large pocket. And he wore it every single day that he needed a bag when we were traveling, and he was just so happy with it, and it fit a lot because he was able to put a change of clothes in there and shoes and his iPad and two big sets of Beats headphones, so he could get a lot in there, and it was just a really good carry-on bag for him as well. So definitely a good one if you are looking to get something for your partner and they need a backpack. Alright, and now I've just got 6 more things to talk about. Shoes. Okay, and now I've just got 6 more items to talk about. We are nearing the end. I told you guys this was going to be such a long video, but I hope it is being helpful. So I've got them on my feet first. The first ones I'm going to talk about, so I'll just pull those off. They are the slide sandal in the sand color, and I really like these. I'm still trying to wear them in, which is why I've got them on my feet today. They have got a slight heel, and they are just sort of a minimalist dream. They slip on really nicely. The quality of the leather is just excellent. It is so thick. It reminds me a little bit of the modern loafer, which I've got down here, and I'll talk about those in a minute. But I just think that these are really lovely. They are very sturdy, very well made, and they fit true to size. So I'm a European 40 in shoes, and I got these in a US 9. So grab your usual size if you're looking at picking a pair of these up, but I'm gonna warn you, they are a bitch to break in. They are going to hurt your feet if you wear them for a long period of time, so try and wear a couple of pairs of thick socks and then wear these out slowly over time. It could be because I've got quite wide feet. If you've got narrow foot, you're probably not going to have an issue at all. But yeah, I love these, and I think they just look so sweet on. At the other end of the scale are the street sandals. So again, these are really beautifully crafted, very good quality. However, these are comfortable right off the bat. So you could purchase these just days before you're going on a summer holiday and not have to worry about getting blisters or anything at all. They're incredibly comfortable. They have sort of like a foam white base, which is quite thick. They have a pointed toe, which is quite unusual, I think, for a sandal, and the back is elasticated, so that's sort of what makes them very comfortable, and it's sort of like walking on a cloud, marshmallows, something like that. The only thing that bothers me about that the shoe is that the strap here, which sits higher up your foot, doesn't sit flat, and I'm a real stickler for the little details, so that's the only thing that isn't really perfect about the shoe. But aside from that, I think these are really awesome, and as I said, I think the quality is great. These fit true to size, so I picked these up in the US 9 as well. This next pair is actually the first pair of shoes that I bought from Everlane, and I actually had taken the opportunity to purchase these when they offered international shipping, just as I wanted the option of being able to return them. These are the modern loafers in the black leather. So they've got kind of like a contrasting sandy coloured heel, which I think is really nice, and a pointed toe, and it's just a typical kind of loafer style. These are lovely. They do run half a size small, so you probably want to pick them up half a size larger. I was stupid and got them in a 9. I should have got them in a 9.5, but that was my own fault, and then I couldn't really be bothered returning them and then getting them in my actual size, so I just decided to suffer through the process of stretching them out. And they have now, they're very comfortable. It took me maybe 6 wears before they were comfortable enough for me to wear them and not be in pain and actually be able to wear them to and from work. The quality of them is excellent. Yeah, it's a really, really thick leather. These are made in Italy, I believe. Yeah. And you can see, I mean, they crease here across the foot, but that's sort of to be expected with shoes like that. But yeah. Love, love, love these shoes. I think they're amazing, and I really wouldn't mind getting them in the blush or in sort of like more of a caramelly color as well. Then the next pair of shoes is their street shoe. These are very similar in style to the street sandal. Actually, I'll just compare the two so you guys can see. So that is the street sandal, street shoe, and then that is what they both look like. They both have this very foamy sole, which is incredibly, incredibly comfortable. I really love the style of these. I think they're very chic. It's like a very luxurious slip-on sneaker, and it has elasticated bits here. It's got a tab on the back to help you pull them on. These are quite narrow, a lot more narrow than other shoes that I have, and I think that if you're picking up a pair, you should definitely size up half a size. I got them in a 9. Again, I really made a mistake in the sizing. I should have got them in a 9.5, but I think that they'll probably stretch out over time. A few people have told me that they will. So I'm going to be putting all of my faith in that, as I do love these shoes, and I think they look really cool even with a dress or something like that. So yeah, those are the street shoes, and again, the quality is really lovely. Okay, I have 2 more pairs of shoes left, and the first pair are the E1 boots. These are a heeled ankle boot, and they are so gorgeous. You can see the detail on the heel here. I think they are lovely. They go up with a zipper, and they have a rounded toe, which is a bit different, as I typically tend to go for more pointy-toed shoes, but I absolutely love these. I have them in a 9.5, however, these fit true to size. I made the mistake of thinking they might be a little bit small, just as I'd had that experience with the loafers. These were the second pair of shoes that I picked up. So do go for your usual size. I should have gotten a 9, but because I can wear thick socks with these, I don't have an issue. These are so comfortable, it's ridiculous. You don't need to wear them in at all. They are just comfortable straight off the bat. I feel like the heel height and the angle that the shoe actually puts your foot in is an incredibly good pairing. It is just such a comfortable shoe to have on. I love these. I think they're so sweet, and they come up to just above the ankle. Then the final item I have to talk about is the modern Barbo. So this is such a trendy style of shoe at the moment. You all have seen that Acne have come out with a pair which look very, very similar to these, only they're about 2 or 3 times the price. So these are definitely a good affordable alternative. The leather on these is probably the softest and the nicest out of all of the shoes I have. Actually, although these are a slightly different leather, they're more of a grainy leather, these are a smooth leather, and I just really love the quality of these. I think they feel so nice. You will get a bit of creasing here across the toe, but one of the things I wanted to say about the shoe is you can wear it 2 ways. So obviously it's a slip-on, or you can wear it as a little ankle boot, which I think is really cute. I personally prefer the ankle boot style, though I wear them like that just around the house and stuff like that, which I think is really cool, and they have a very slight heel as well. So yeah, these are great quality. These are a size 9. They fit true to size, so this is the perfect fit for me. These are actually a wider fitting shoe, so if you are a girl who has a wide foot like me, then this is the perfect style for you. And they come in kind of like a caramelly sand color as well, which I think is equally cute. So yeah, that is the modern Barbo. If you are still watching this video, because I think I've been filming for about 45 minutes. I don't know how short it's going to be once I condense it down, but That is a very, very long time. So thank you guys so much for getting this far. I hope that you have found this incredibly helpful and useful, particularly if you're planning on purchasing something from Everlane yourself very soon. Everything that I featured or that I mentioned in this video will be linked down below in the description box, so check that out if you're looking for a particular item. Do not forget to give this video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more videos from me, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. As I said, this was a long one, so I really appreciate it if you got to the end. I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video. Bye!